everybody, and you are very welcome to your final lesson of Module 1 in your professional diploma in digital marketing. My name is Caitlin. I am your digital marketing educator and the head of the marketing faculty here at Shaw Academy. You guys should really know who I am by now. But let us hop right in. I cannot believe it is lesson 8. We're finally at the end of the first module. There's only 3 more to go. Now let's hop in and see what we're getting up to. But very first thing we're going to talk about, and I'm going to say to you guys, is that 91% of marketers spending as little as 6 hours a week on social media indicates their efforts increased exposure for their businesses. Now that's just a little factoid for you from the Social Media Examiner from 2017, but it just shows the importance of having a strategy for everything that we do. Now, social media is a part of our strategy, and it's certainly something that is very important. However, it's not what we're going to go into today. We are going to have a look, I'll tell you very shortly. We're just first going to do our recap of the last lesson. Type into your chat boxes, guys. Did you enjoy the last lesson? Type it in. Give me a big yes or a no or a whatever you felt about it. If you didn't enjoy it, please email it on to us. If you did enjoy it, email it on to us even more. I would love to know. But so for lesson 7, we looked at the importance of data, using data to drive sales, and using data and farming data on Facebook as well through insights. So also did our summary, career guidance, and our FAQ, as well as getting some information on that assignment, as well as membership and the modules following. Now guys, I do have a bit of information for you at the end of the lesson now, just on how to progress onto module 2. It's very, very simple, but I will fill you in right at the end of the lesson, okay? So today we're going to be talking web strategy. So we're going to do an overview and see how everything comes together. And we're also going to talk user-generated content, which is a really valuable one, and it's one of my favorite topics in marketing, in digital marketing, as well as online reputation management. Then we'll have our summary, career guidance, and our FAQ. So the first thing I want to look at together with you tonight, today, this morning, this afternoon, wherever it is for you, is our overall web strategy. Because ultimately, with our online efforts, we are finding and we're guiding our leads through our funnels, through our sales funnel, content funnel, social media funnel, all of those things, to get them to a point where they become a paying customer. So now I'm not going to show you another funnel, don't worry. I won't show you another one in this lesson, guys, but rather just a bit of a diagram or a roadmap when it comes to our overall strategies to achieve this. Now, I think we might have looked at this briefly before as well, but to give you a little bit of a refurb, there is a lot of information on the screen here at the moment with this diagram. And we're going to look into each of these in a bit of quick detail here, but we will be looking at them in a lot more detail in later lessons, in the later modules, okay? But what we're looking at the moment here on the screen is essentially an overall web strategy. So we've got our search there, we've got our external content and links, and we also have social media and our desired outcomes as well. And there's also the additional content or communications with blogs, email marketing, and remarketing as well. Okay, so firstly, I just want to make sure that we're all clear on one thing here when it comes to search, okay? We've got SEO, which is search engine optimization, and we've got SEM, which is search engine marketing. Okay, now both of these are using search to get your brand information in front of potential customers. But I want to make sure that you guys understand exactly what the difference between these two things are. I want you to type it into your chat box, okay? Do you know the difference between SEO and SEM? And don't just say it's one letter. It's not a problem either way. I just want to make sure that we're all aware of that distinction, as they are both really big parts of what we'd be calling search marketing in general. Okay, so SEO is search engine optimization, which is the process of getting traffic from the free, organic, and natural search results on search engines. Keep in mind free, organic, natural, okay? And what this means is that you and your website are essentially being found through content that is on the internet. And really, for the most part here, we're looking at the free and the organic side of things. So when we're talking about SEM, okay, it is then search engine marketing, which is the promotion of a website by increasing visibility in search engine results pages, primarily through paid advertising. So think promotion and paid here, okay, advertising. So this is some of what we've talked about through PPC and AdWords and all of that, and the display network, okay? This is the paid aspect of getting people to our websites and of getting traffic. So now there's nothing to say that one is better than the other. They actually work quite well in tandem, but they are just simply different. Many organizations will use a nice combination of the two. So SEO is going to take more time with the organic side of things because you have to create the content, you've got to get optimized, and that's going to allow you to be found. Whereas SEM can be quite quick, but it's going to cost you some money to get your adverts seen, okay, to kind of leapfrog the whole thing. Right, so we're seeing how SEO and SEM fit into our web strategy here and how they're two different methods that really serve the same purpose of driving traffic to our website. So these are ways of generating traffic to your website through the search engine, and really through Google specifically is essentially what we're talking about. But I want to talk a little bit about some of the third-party factors that can also drive to our website. So that is what we have highlighted here on the left-hand side of the screen. What we're looking at are things like blogs, so not our own blogs, but mentions we might get in other people's blog posts. We've got testimonials or reviews that may be on the internet about our brand and our product. Articles written about us, so news releases that are published about our brands. We also talked about affiliate marketing, right, and partnerships. So you may have third-party sites that are promoting and selling your products or your services. You might also take part in certain events which help to drive traffic, or you may engage with people on forums that help to generate awareness as well. So these are all things, and there are more, don't get me wrong, there are lots more, which can help you to establish your brand online and get more traffic to your website. Backlinks are a big part of generating traffic, but we do talk about those, don't worry too much. We talk about those a lot in later modules, particularly in the content marketing module. The more third-party sites which are of quality that you can get linking to your pages and to your products, the better, okay? The better for your results it's going to be. Firstly, it's actual traffic that's coming into you, but it also helps your brand awareness and it gives you positive SEO points there as well. Okay, so now on your actual web pages and on your website, you can also be doing things there as well, which will help with your overall strategy. So you can and you should be blogging if you're able to, which can really, really greatly impact SEO. And I do think that everybody is able to blog. I think it has a massive effect on your SEO, okay? I think it's a bit silly not to blog these days. So the more content you create, the more keywords you can use, the higher the chances you'll be found on search engines. And the more you blog, the fresher the content on your website is going to be, the more likely you are to show up and have higher points according to Google, okay? Blogs are also a really great way of engaging and informing your customer base as well. As we looked at last week, we should be building email databases and making sure that we're using email marketing effectively as well. And we can also be remarketing to people who have visited our website. We can do that on social media as well, on Facebook. This is stuff you can be doing directly through your website and through your blog. So we're driving traffic to our website through backlinks and through SEO and SEM, and then we're further nurturing those leads that get to our website through these different methods by creating content and sending emails through email marketing and that, and remarketing as well, of course. But we cannot forget about social media either. Okay, it's a little bit cut off there, but it's still good. You can still read it. Social media, like we've looked at with Facebook in lesson 5, can be a really powerful tool for this entire process. Okay, social media platforms allow us to manage our online reputation. We can engage with our potential customer. We can find and gain new customers and followers as well. It also allows us to distribute our brand messaging and content that we create. And all of that helps us to generate leads and create new customers, not to mention retain existing customers as well. So Social media plays a really massive role in effective strategies today as well. I think we're all pretty well aware of this by this point, though. People turn to social media in today's world to get a lot of their information. So we really do need to make sure that we're on those platforms as well and that we're leveraging that power, and it is a huge power, to our company and our brand's benefit. So there, the real end game, as you saw, kind of shined up there, is, and basically why we're doing all of this, why we need to create compelling content and have fresh content, and why we need to use SEO and SEM and social media and our blogs and email marketing, remarketing, you get it, is because we're ultimately trying to get a desired action from our audience, from our traffic and from our leads, okay? So these are our outcomes in orange. So with everything that we're doing online, with our marketing efforts and all of that, we need to have a clear goal in mind for everything that we're doing. And we should start with the goal, okay? It could simply be, that you're trying to sell a product and your end goal is to get people to make a purchase. That's quite straightforward, right? Or at times you may be trying to get them to download something or to fill out an inquiry form or to participate in something like an event or a webinar. Big kind of hint there. We've looked at a few of these things throughout our lessons, but I thought it would be a really good idea to pull it together again and look at it all in one place just to give you a better idea of the overview. And I really do hope this illustrates the importance of how these things all should and can work together. We focus way more on this in later modules, as I said, and we get into a lot more detail on each of these aspects. But I thought it was a really good place for us to have, to kind of get a handle on all of this at the moment as well. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody when we talk about our web strategy, okay? We have so many options available to us. So now the next thing I want to look at today is user-generated content. Guys, do you know what user-generated content is? I want you to type it into your chat boxes there. Type in examples of UGC. Type them in there before we carry on. Just stalling for time and let's go. Okay, so just so that we have a working definition here for us. Okay, user-generated content is any type of content that has been created and put out there by unpaid contributors. It is the act of users promoting a brand rather than the brand promoting itself. Okay, so lots and lots of big brands, of course, take advantage of their audience for creating user-generated content. You've got Coca-Cola, for example. They do lots of different things, but one recent one that comes to mind is when they created the personalized labels on their cans and bottles that said a person's name or something like best friends. They would then get their audience to post pictures with the bottles that were meaningful to them. I could never really find a Caitlin. It's funny. Or there are brands like Apple, which have an amazing outlet for user-generated content. They've got pages where their iPhone users can post amazing pictures and videos that they've taken with their iPhones. I will admit some of them are amazing. Some of them are really, really stunning and almost tempting enough to get the latest iPhone, but my pocket doesn't agree. GoPro is another one that has a product that really allows for amazing user-generated content. The videos that their customers capture with the GoPro cameras and then what they post online are absolutely awe-inspiring. My particular favorites are when they attach the cameras to their dogs, to their pets. It's unreal. So these are just examples of big brands that have a huge audience, and they use that audience to leverage even larger brand awareness and engagement. And really, this is something that pretty much every big brand out there is doing in some shape or form or fashion, right? But we also want to look at how some not as massive brands can do similar things to engage their audience and take advantage of user-generated content. So the next example here is one that's a little bit simpler, but it is very much still a really good example of UGC. So this is for the stain removing product called Vanish. Okay, and what they did is they launched a really simple forum on their website called the Vanish Tip Exchange. Okay, and the Tip Exchange was a place where people could come and post a question about how to remove a particular stain that they were having trouble getting rid of. On the flip side of that, the other section of the forum was where others could go and post a tip on how to remove that particular stain. So they created a place where obviously it was on their website, right? So anyone who was asking Google how to remove a certain type of stain would happen across this forum and be on their website. So it would be traffic that went to the website, but they weren't creating the answers themselves, right? So there was not a lot that went into content generation for Vanish. They were taking user-generated content from those people who were asking the questions, and then also user-generated content from those who were offering the solutions. So similar to what there was a company that we used in the blogging course, a company called River Pools and Spas, who wrote a blog where they spoke about basically, if anyone saw that and remembered that example where Marcus Sheridan would answer questions about pools without talking about his own pools and spas, okay, where he got huge amounts of traffic, and it was kind of pseudo advertising, okay? Vanish created a space built pretty much completely on user-generated content, which served exactly the same purpose. Only they had to do very little legwork other than maintain the site. This also speaks to things that we've spoken about often on this course, your pains and solutions, or basically offering value to address your audience's needs. But this one is awesome. It's really, really clever because it was done completely through user-generated content. So the takeaway here is that even a product like a stain remover has a real potential to find and build an audience through user-generated content. It doesn't always have to be the fancy videos and images that we find so frequently. User-generated content can be as simple as providing a platform and a medium for a user to share effective and valuable information. Another really great example here is the clothing brand Aerie, which falls under the umbrella of the American Eagle retailer, okay? And fashion is it's an industry where you can really see a lot of user-generated content as well. Okay, so this is a really great example because it covers a few points that we've covered in this course. They have a content tilt where they believe that the fashion industry is inundated with airbrushed photos of unrealistic models sporting dresses and swimwear. So in their campaigns, they focus on all sorts of shapes and sizes of women, and they emphasize the fact that they do not use what is considered the ideal body that you would see many other fashion retailers doing. Okay, so again, they had their customers submit their own photos and under their Aerie Real hashtag, okay, which is up at the top there. So while they were focusing on that content tilt of natural beauty, they promoted and used user-generated content, and they also remained extremely authentic and relatable to their audience in general. So a really, really great example of getting very compelling and honest content from your audience where really all you had to do was provide a hashtag and provide them that platform and an outlet to do so. Okay, so we have looked at a few examples of user-generated content, but I also want to take a look at some of the benefits of doing this. Okay, some of it is really clear in terms of the fact that we're getting content that's created for our brand without really needing to go through the creation process. But let's really take a look at some of the points that this can help us with. So first, social validity or social proof. So if your potential customers see others who have used, enjoyed, and shared their experience, they too will be way more likely to become customers. So in addition to just the content, it also helps with our desired outcome. Then user-generated content can help with search engine optimization as well. How interesting. Google's algorithms are starting to account more and more for social weight, okay? And also they place a high emphasis on the user experience in general. So in other words, they're looking to weed out straight sales content, you know, the real like hard selling, and Focus more on the type of content that aids the user experience, and user-generated content fits into that category really, really nicely. Then the more social proof you have and the better your SEO, the bigger your audience you can reach, okay? By reaching a larger audience and by doing it through user-generated content, you're also helping to build trust in your brand. If you think about it, okay, just think for a second, UGC is a method where you're getting your audience and your consumers to provide positive feedback about your brand. This, in turn, has an influence on new viewers who find the content themselves. And when your audience is spending the time to create this content, they're generally going to be spending more time on your sites as well, which increases the amount of time they spend in your brand's environment, like in their backyard. Okay, UGC also allows for you to build the relationships you already have with your customers. So you're re-emphasizing your relationships. If you give your loyal audience members an outlet and a platform for further engagement and get passionate customers to generate content, then you're going to be leveraging that relationship to be more profitable in the long term. You're increasing customer satisfaction, even though it doesn't seem directly responsible for it. So this then means that you're building a stronger community. So if we look at the example from Vanish, things like forums on your website and that kind of thing are only going to help to build up the community that you already have. And the last thing that I would like to highlight here, okay, is that you'll also start to get a better understanding of your audience and who they are through the content that they create. And that goes back to the notion that content marketing is not a single campaign, but rather it's about building a culture for your brand. Okay, the more you know about your audience, the more you can refine your strategies in order to suit their wants and their needs, and the better you can serve them. Okay, so those are some of the benefits of using user-generated content. The concept does offer quite a bit in terms of what it can help, but I also want to hit a few points here on the strategy of using user-generated content. Okay, so the first thing here is to select the platform or the social space that you're going to be using, okay, and choose it well. We talk about this quite a bit, but it does come down to knowing your audience and knowing where they are. So you want to publish where your audience is. It's not a one-size-fits-all environment. Also make sure that you use a closed wall space, a closed wall system. So don't just have people posting on Twitter. Okay, you can use analytics though from your social networks to determine where you should probably publish or where you think that your publishing will be most effective. Because every platform has its own strengths, right? Facebook is really great for sharing video content and for sharing stories about your brand, as an example. Twitter has a character limit, so it might be a little bit limited for written content, but can be really good for visual and pictures. And if your reputation's good at the time. Instagram's obviously really, really good for photo content, okay? Also video or even boomerangs or like little GIFs, okay? You've got other things like LinkedIn and Snapchat that have their own benefits as well. You also want to know what it is that you want from user-generated content. Why are you using this method, okay? After choosing the platform that you're going to be using, then set some goals and some outcomes that you're looking to achieve. So is it to get more followers? Is it to sell a product? Or are you looking to generally increase awareness? You need to have a clear goal that you're trying to achieve and build on that. It just makes it a lot easier as well. Similar to knowing what it is that you want and having clear purpose, you also want to be clear with your audience in terms of what you want from them. Okay, if you want pictures or images, make sure that they know that. If it's tweets, tell them that. Whatever it is that you're looking to generate, make sure that you define it and define it simply. Okay, some user-generated content comes naturally. Of course it does. But if it is something that you're trying to spark, be clear in what you're looking for. So there are many different types of user-generated content as well. You can create competitions through social media, or you can use hashtags and get people to tag things by creating a campaign around that hashtag that you create. Best in class, and what I mean by here is pick the best of the best. If you're getting the public to create content for you, you want to highlight the content that reflects your brand the best, right? You want to draw positive attention. So look for things that have caught your eye, because it might catch the eye of other people too. And lastly here, give recognition and credit where it's due. If someone posts something great, or you're retweeting it or regramming it, make sure that everyone who sees it knows the source it came from. It goes a long way in creating loyal followers. If you can give someone a call out or a shout out, make sure that you do it. Okay. So now I'd like to give you one more simple tip on UGC here and getting started with user-generated content. Okay, and that is found within customer reviews. This is a really basic form of UGC. Okay, it's probably one of the simplest ways you can get your user to generate content for you, but it's also one of the more effective options you have at your disposal. It ticks quite a few of the benefit boxes that we were just looking at, and it's especially got an impact on you getting really helpful feedback and insights on your brand. The more information you can get from your audience about what they do and they don't like, that you already do, absolutely the better it is going to be for you. So don't take it too personally when you get a bad review. So now there are companies out there that also might bribe or pay for good reviews. I can't really tell anyone what to do in this regard, but I will tell you, and I will say that you want your reviews to be as authentic as possible. The reason that they have such impact and they're so heavy hitting is because the audience is under the impression that they're honest. So my genuine opinion here would be encourage honest reviews, keep them authentic, build trust by not over rewarding positive reviews either. And just some really quick stats here regarding reviews that I pulled up from Zuberance. 92% of online consumers regularly or occasionally read online reviews. So that's pretty much everybody. Okay, 90% then say that it influences their purchasing decisions. So again, 9 out of 10 people, that's pretty close to everybody. 88% trust online reviews to the same level that they would trust a person's or a personal recommendation. So people will trust a stranger's review almost as much as they would from someone that they know giving them a personal recommendation or like word of mouth, right? So that's still a huge number. And 92% will hesitate to do business with a company that has negative reviews. Again, that's almost everybody. Guys, it takes 12 positive reviews to offset one negative one, I think it is. I think that's the working, or is it 6? Still, it's quite a big balance off, okay? So online reviews can and do have a real impact on the success of a business. They can give insights and benefit your brand, but they also have a really real impact on your bottom line as well. Right, so looking at those stats around customer reviews, that leads us very nicely to our next topic here today, which is online reputation management. So when you develop that community, you want to be able to manage them and the reputation you have with and from them, right? So just to give us a little bit more of a shape to things here and to make sure that we're all on the same page with our understanding, online reputation management is the act of monitoring, addressing, or mitigating undesirable search engine results or mentions in online media for a company or a product. So I'm sure that many of you yourselves have had to deal with this type of thing. And as we were just looking at with the reviews and how they can be a really positive thing, we also have to be really wary of the pitfalls when it comes to managing our online reputation, right? And for this, we're not talking about just reviews, but also our social media channels and the very, very high impact that they can have on managing your online reputation. So let's have a look at a little example here that I've picked out for us. Okay, the first one that I want to take a look at here is SeaWorld, and we look at it in the social media course as well, because this is covered in both, but I'm sure that some of you would have seen that documentary Blackfish that came out a few years ago. So it was pretty good, a bit upsetting, and anyone who's interested in animal rights issues and things like that should really give it a watch. But for those of you who did see it or who are aware of it, I'm sure that you can imagine some of the negative outcomes that SeaWorld dealt with as a result of it, right? So as you can actually also imagine, they would have needed to come out and try to mitigate some of that damage and help the brand to kind of heal itself a little bit. So one thing they did is they took to Twitter and they tweeted out here, if you have questions about our killer whale care, tweet us for answers. So just out of interest, what do you think the response might have been? How do you think they would have been received? Personally, I don't think it would have gone very well. Just looking at the context, okay? Pandora's box springs to mind. So yes, quite a bit actually, of negative feedback really came flooding into them. So lots and lots of bad and negative tweets that they were essentially fostering by asking people these questions, and they were like pouring gas on a fire. So it's something, I mean, you really need to be careful and mindful about what you put up out there on the internet and how it's received, and in what context, when you've posted something. It's something that can actually certainly come back and bite you if you don't have a good idea of how people are going to react to what you're doing. And things have really gone downwards for SeaWorld since that happened. What they did on social media wasn't the reason at all for, well, not at all, for that decline. It wasn't the only reason for that decline, but it certainly didn't help, okay? So you really need to know your audience and pick your moments carefully. You need to give some forethought as to how people are going to receive your content and your posts and how they're going to react. That, of course, is particularly important from a business and a branding perspective, okay? And really, I mean, you see it in personal blogs and social media and all of those different profiles all the time, okay? I'm sure there are a number of you that could look to any given celebrity. There are a good few these days, or political figure or comment or tweet or post and think, what on earth were they possibly thinking? Right? I bet I'm not wrong. Okay, so a few lessons ago, guys, I mentioned Buffer as one of the tools that's worth taking a look at. So here's a second example for ORM, okay? Here, it's an example of something that can be done or should be done when it comes to managing your online reputation. So Buffer is a really cool tool for managing your social media online. So it's like a management tool, okay? Very much like Hootsuite, but their site actually went down a little while ago, and they took to social media to attack the problem straight away and put it right out there, and they kind of jumped on top of it. They also went and they tried their best to respond to everybody who posted about it. I mean, they actually went out to the community and maybe only half seriously kind of asked them to help out with the issues, right? So I want you to type into your chat box, what do you think about this in terms of a response to trying to mitigate the problem a bit? What do you reckon? Personally, I know anyone who works in software or on the tech side of things, kind of like us here at Shaw Academy, there's tech is always going to present potential challenges, right? But anyone that works with tech and works on that tech side of things is going to know that these types of things can happen, and they do happen. But in this case, they were really open about it and really honest about it. And even by stating that there was a problem and asking if anyone could help, they were being really kind of proactive about the problem, and they were really incredibly upfront about it. And at the end of the day, I mean, at least they were addressing the problem. And yeah, they did. They went out to all of their platforms and their social media spaces, and they kind of outed themselves. And they were responding to people then who were giving criticism or pointing out the problem. So they really tackled from every single point of contact that they could. And by doing that, by acknowledging the problem and hitting it head on, they showed that they were on top of it and they were trying to resolve it. And ultimately, it showed their credibility and their trust was kind of enhanced with their customers. Okay, so the key takeaway here is that your brand or the perception of your brand can really either be built and be made or be torn down in an instant online. So it's really different to traditional marketing that way, because things can happen very, very quickly in the digital space. Okay, so yeah, the outline there, guys, is that when people see responses to criticism and commitment to resolve issues after public outcries, they're way more likely to believe that the company gives a toss about their customers, okay? So we've seen there both a couple of examples of some less than spectacular online reputation management and also an example of one place that did it very, very well. Okay, but I just want to summarize here a few pitfalls or some mistakes that can be made when trying to manage your online reputation. So these things are what you shouldn't do. So the first one is deleting negative comments. Please never, ever, 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 ever do this. It can be really tempting to delete a negative comment or a review. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind it, when you receive them so that it's no longer seen by you or the public. But the chances are incredibly high that in doing that, you're just going to kind of make the person that posted the original comment that much more angry. The internet is a very big place with lots and lots of forums for people to vent their frustrations. And deleting a negative comment is just going to cause that upset person to feel like they haven't been heard. It's going to upset them even more. And then they're going to attack you in other places. And I know that it can be really tempting to do because it feels like you've solved the problem, but just don't do it. Okay, next, do not respond too slowly to negative comments and reviews either. Okay, don't ignore them and also try and deal with them in a timeless manner. You want to be as proactive as you possibly can be with everything. So, as an example, my family and I moved into a house with not the greatest coverage a few months ago, and we got a new kind of system in and like new broadband and everything, and basically it just wasn't working and I wasn't able to connect to Netflix on the TV, and it kept dropping the signal and dropping the line. And I went online there was one day that it was particularly bad, and I went online to go and complain, and first things first, there were a couple of complaints there already about similar things, but when I wrote a tweet and tagged them or kind of used their handle, I was literally responded to within 10 minutes. Okay, I know in other stories, a friend of mine who would bank in South Africa, she would literally contact her bank through Twitter. And when she first told me about it, it was before I had kind of been introduced to the whole using Twitter as a customer service tool, right? And she said that she'd finally got a response from them and it was on Twitter, and I was like, that's amazing, how long did it take? And she said it was half an hour or so, and I was blown away, and she was kind of disgusted because it took so long. Now I kind of get it after my own experience. It was so fast. Your users, if they're not being impressed by your response rate, then they're going to be disappointed. Okay, there's no happy medium. Right, so I personally, going back to my own experience, felt better right away when this guy tweeted me back, because then I knew it was, firstly, there was a wider service issue, and then it was resolved very, very quickly afterwards. Don't get defensive or attack the person who posted the negative comments, okay? That can lead to many more issues. You don't want to get emotional. Keep the emotions out of it and always look for solutions to a problem. Do not add to the problem. So now when looking for a solution to that problem, avoid posting fake positive reviews. This is also something that I think comes to mind when you're trying to deal with a negative online issue. It can be a really, really bad idea. If you get found out, it can be detrimental to your brand. It can be very, very damaging, okay? This is really in line with what we were talking about when it comes to authenticity as well. So that is kind of us for today. Guys, very well done. We had a look at web strategy, UGC, online reputation management. Have our summary right here. It's going to be a bit of guidance and an FAQ up next. So that is this lesson. Everybody, that is it for tonight's lesson and your first module in your diploma in digital marketing, your professional diploma in digital marketing. So from myself, I just want to say a massive, massive thank you for all of your efforts and for the interest that you've taken in it and for taking the course with us. For those few of you leaving us and who aren't going to progress onto the next stage, and the next module. I wish you the absolute very, very best in all that you do. However, I know that I'm going to see most of you guys again in a couple of weeks. So I'm really looking forward to catching up soon and continuing on to the next stage. I know, guys, it can seem like it's just me here shouting about strategies and optimization, but there really, really is an awesome team here with me. So, and that allow this to be possible. So I just want to take a minute, I always do, to thank them. Thank you guys so much for your help. I know that they're listening in. So I do hope that what you got from this course is an understanding of the importance of a solid digital marketing foundation, understanding and foundation in the concept, and that you can continue on and progress to becoming that confident digital marketers that I know you all can be. In my mind and in my own personal experience, it's absolutely the education, the experience, the constant upskilling, and the avid determination which is going to reinforce everything that you do, and it's going to make everything possible. The truth in all of this is that with the right guidance, you can be a success. You know, whether you want to turn your passion into a profitable career, make an income from blogging or selling online, you know, or simply just be a little bit wiser to the ways of the internet. I mean, I know for a fact myself or anyone in the team, in the business faculty, in the marketing faculty, would be absolutely delighted to help anybody achieve their goals by helping you to proceed and move through the next few modules onto getting your EQF level 5 accreditation, you know, and really, really develop your education both in theory and practical. So I have to say, first things first, I'm usually totally blown away by my students, and we just tend to have the most enthusiastic students on the social media and the digital marketing courses. So it really is just, it's awesome. I absolutely love it. I love that everybody's so passionate, and I'm not complaining. I promise I'm not complaining, but my inbox has never ever been so full since I started teaching. So we are just finished the final lesson. I know that a lot of you are eager to see how you can continue on this journey. I know I don't want it to end. I hope you don't either. So I made this slide to illustrate the different options that are available to you, because I'm aware that you all have different goals and different kind of wants out of this, and it's not one size fits all. So as you can see, you are at the beginning of your journey. You've just finished the first module, the digital marketing basics. Okay, that you'll move on to the advanced digital, so digital marketing not basics, and you'll learn exactly how to put SEO into place, you know, what your kind of setup for a variety of different ads is. You'll learn a lot more about pay-per-click and all sorts of cool stuff like that. Then in module 3, we're going to talk content marketing. Content marketing, we're going to talk about really rich strategies and rich content campaigns and blogging for success, and a lot about backlinking and building authority. Okay. Then there's module 4, which is the social media module. And obviously, okay, we've learned a huge amount on this particular module. However, for those of you who are serious about learning about and mastering digital marketing, then there are plenty of options to suit you. Okay, these 4 are the absolute obvious and natural steps to take. Okay, the next module starting relatively soon, so you can just jump straight into that. And once you've completed the professional diploma in digital marketing, you can delve deeper into other topics like the social media course. You can go and do blogging. There's graphic design maybe, or Photoshop, whatever you fancy doing. You can take all of those next, you know, if you want to. Don't not finish this course, because I would hate to see you go. Guys, all of these courses have been developed in combination with each other, so it means that you won't be frustrated by repeating the same information over and over and over again on each of the courses, like you might if you studied somewhere else. So ultimately, There is a very concrete learning journey in place for anyone who's serious about achieving success in digital marketing. I want to see, guys, type it into your chat box, and I know that the support guys will report back to me. Which is the course, which module rather, are you most looking forward to doing on this course? Personally, I don't know which one to choose. Content marketing, I love. I love the digital advanced. I don't know. It's a very hard, though. It's like my children. I can't choose. And of course, it'll all bring you to success. So, as I mentioned before, so the next few modules of this professional diploma are the natural step for anyone who's serious about achieving, fluency in online advertising campaigns, who want to learn about SEO and learn how to apply it, who want to get a leg up and be a step ahead with their business, and really learn how to engage their audience effectively. Okay, it is a really, really awesome, incredible course, if I do say so myself. I am a bit biased though. So the diploma is for everybody, guys, whether you're seeking employment in the field or looking for a promotion, or you're building your own business. The information contained in this professional diploma is for everybody who has an interest in the field. It doesn't matter if you aren't looking for a career in it. Beyond starting a business or developing your career, it's also going to allow you a better understanding of how the internet functions in the modern day, and it's going to let you take part in that digital conversation. So there definitely is something for everybody here. Okay, so a lot of people have asked me, that's why I put the slide together, what they can expect and who this will benefit and what they're going to be doing on the advanced modules. So you're going to learn how to generate revenue online really effectively. We're going to take part in the digital conversation, as I said, keep on top of digital trends, build your existing business, engage your audience, all of that good stuff, and so much more. Right, but I do want to warn you, it's usually around about this time that we're close to 90%, if not completely full up. So I really do want to advise you guys to really register as soon as you can. You will definitely be able to fully master digital marketing with this course. It is incredibly popular, and we do have limited places on it so that I can give full attention to every single person on it. So I know if you get in touch with your personal tutor, they might be able to make a plan for you, but the places are limited. So do really get in on that as soon as you possibly can. Guys, do not miss out. Okay? Remember, the next module starts very, very soon, so you can start soon enough as well. Okay, guys, I know we like to think about things, and I don't want to be pushy, but I do. But don't think for too long, or that opportunity is going to be gone, and you are going to be left disappointed. So we do have a bit of an algorithm. We've got a little system in place. So if you do want a spot on the next module, type it into your chat box, type your name in, type in info, because then our course tutors will be able to get in touch with you sooner. I mean, I would really, really love to offer everybody a space, but when it's full, that's it. I don't make the rules, guys. Okay, so although we've completed this foundation module, it is only the beginning, guys. It's just the first step in your educational journey, lifelong, hopefully, with Show Academy. And as I mentioned earlier, the vast majority, almost all of you guys in this course, are probably going to have already signed up to achieve your objectives with us in digital marketing. However, the great thing is that you can join any course at all once you've finished this one. I'm a bit particular about that. So very welcome to our new members who have already joined. So guys, there is an incredible ROI when it comes to studying with us, to doing this particular course. You could spend thousands hiring people, having them come in, even doing the course externally at a different organization with a different institution. Because I know for us, the average price of this course is between 1,600 and 3,000 euro, and it takes a couple of years. So now we're offering it for a fraction of that over 4 months. It just makes sense, okay? It's the same qualification. The cost of membership is nothing. You can do as many courses as you want. You will have to, in order to get that EQF level 5, you will have to pay for a hard copy diploma, but that's like literally it. You're going to move forward. There's so much you can do with this. are going to gain loads more clients with a recognized qualification that proves that you have professional credentials. You know, you can have a fancy laptop and you can have friends in the business, but it's not going to get you clients. Your skill is going to get you clients, okay? You're going to learn how to market and develop everything, to market and promote yourself through your own websites. If you want to do web development, we've got a web development course, you know. You're going to save on hiring people to do it and generate business for yourself. You're also going to be able to move forward in your company by upskilling, showing initiative, by becoming qualified in a skill that benefits your company, like marketing, or if you want to do Photoshop or graphic design, stuff like that. And don't forget that EQF level 5. Okay, it does. It usually costs between 1,600 and 3,000. So with us, it's a fraction of the cost. So we really are true to our mission of great education, accessible and affordable for everybody. We really are. Like, that's our main aim. So as you can see here, the assignment at the end of this module counts towards 25% of your EQF level 5. And you're going to get just a plain e-diploma for free on completion. It's only a diploma of participation, okay? That assignment is out of 50 marks, multiple choice in total, so in nature. So 50% is a pass, 70% is merit, distinction is 85%. Your EQF level 5 is made up of 4 assignments, one at the end of each module. Okay, so that's what the e-diploma looks like. It is pretty fancy. The EQF level 5 diploma is far more fancy. You know, it's nice, but it's not as nice as that one. So to give you an idea again of those prices, I have launched that big red button. You will be able to get the prices in your own currency and at your own geo kind of location cost, but $39.95 per month if you're going for a monthly option. It is the more expensive one. Our most popular is the 3-month option, so it's quarterly, so you get charged upfront every 3 months. Okay, so that's €101.85, and it works out to €34 a month. Then for 6 months, it gets cheaper again. It's €179.70 over the 6 months, but that works out to just under €30 a month. And the most affordable, the best price, is €24.95, charged at just under €300 every 12 months. So the charge will recur. It's a rolling contract every 12 months. Okay, there are so many benefits to signing up, guys. You can see them listed there at the bottom. Okay, your access here is ending soon. Okay, it's really important for those of you who are on that 30-day trial to be aware that your access will end on Tuesday. Okay, which means that you're going to lose access to all of the recordings, the free toolkit materials that you had access to, everything. Okay, so I know it's horrible. I wish that I could give you access to everything all the time. I wish I could extend it forever, but if you do want to get ongoing access to everything, you can do that by upgrading to premium, okay, to your membership. So when you are a premium member, you will get ongoing access to all of our recordings, all the final assignments, and your full toolkit, as well as assistance from us at any time. Anything you need, we are here, as well as that EQF level progression. Okay, just another outline here. Reminder that your membership means as well that you can take any of the courses that we offer here at Show Academy. And please feel free to take multiple courses at the same time if you're able for it and if you want to. So we've got over 50 live courses. So you really do have your pick. And you can get your EQFs for all of those advanced courses as well. And for those of you who like to do a bit of a binge on lessons, kind of Netflix style, bit of an educational Netflix binge, we've got more than 20 on-demand courses, including Excel and budgeting and sales and blogging and business success and all sorts of stuff. Web development as well. So you really do have your pick of the lot, guys. So just to put it out there really straight front and center, this is what you're going to get with your premium membership. Reserved module places on any module you want to do, of any course you want to do, access to all of our courses, premium support, you get a membership discount, free toolkits, and accredited courses. I mean, guys, simply put, it's every single course, past, present, and future, that Show Academy and the AFT, the Academy of Financial Trading, have or will have on our websites at any stage once you are a member. Okay, so just to bring these prices up for you one more time, okay? If you do want it in your own currency, guys, type in info now or click that button, the big shiny red button at the top of your screen, okay? These are your prices again. I am out of time, out of luck. And guys, if you need to get in touch with us, please email me or the team. Any which one of us will get back to you, I promise you, at digital.marketing@shoreacademy.com. We'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible if you need anything. And guys, I will see you back for Module 2. Massive well done on getting this far and finishing Module 1. You should be very, very proud of yourselves. I'm incredibly proud of you. So just a massive thank you. That is the end of the foundation module in digital marketing. Thank you so much for all of your participation and all of your emails. It's what makes the difference, truly. And I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I did making it. So thanks a million for joining us throughout. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I can already tell that loads of you are going to upgrade. And I'll see you on the advanced modules. Brilliant. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to chatting to you in a few months' time to see how your life has transformed. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon.